Gates Adams here on behalf of Apex Trader Funding, and I'm here today with trader Alex, a college student who is, well, actually trading while he's going to school. So I love the different stories that we get to hear from people, different scenarios, different opportunities that trading really provides, Alex. But, you know, for first and foremost, obviously we have you here for a reason. You're a paid funded trader with Apex Trader Funding. So the first question is this the first payout, or is this like one of many?
One of many.
Okay.
I have been with other prop firms before that I got payouts with, but I really like Apex in particular because it was, out of all the prop firms that I have gotten paid out with, it was definitely by far the fastest that I have received a payout.
And that's obviously always a moving target, but definitely something that the company's been working on pretty diligently to make sure that everything runs as smoothly as possible, particularly with as many people as we have trading with us now. So I'm glad to see that that is absolutely working the way that it's supposed to and intended to be. So let's take a step back now. You're obviously a younger guy. You're a college student, right? As we were talking before the interview started. How long have you actually been trading at this point?
About 4 years of trading.
Okay.
I started initially with crypto back in about 2020, prior to that massive bull run in 2021.
Right.
And that's really what got me interested in the whole actual day trading aspect of it. I then started moving on to stocks actually, and option trading. That's more of the intraday day trading, because I've always been more intrigued with day trading as opposed to just regular investing, just because it's more fast paced and it's something that I'm very interested and passionate about. I would say I've been trading futures specifically for about a little over a year, and that's where I'm gonna stay for the time being.
Aside from the fact that really futures is where the prop firm business is really most vibrant right now, what is it about futures that draws you in?
I like it more than, let's say, options trading, for example, just because of the software I'm able to use on my desktop PC. I remember back when I did options trading, I would use Webull, for instance, on my phone, and it was nice, but futures to me is more simple, and it's a lot more easier to actually go ahead and interact with and place trades.
Clayton, it's nice to not have to worry about the Greeks and things like that.
Yep, exactly.
Got it. It's definitely something I hear pretty frequently. As you've gone on this journey, obviously you're at a point now where you've developed a strategy that's working for you. You've developed the mindset and the psychology to maintain a level of consistency through payout after payout after payout. Look, everybody who knows anything about trading knows it doesn't start that way, and there was a coming up period. What do you think was one of the biggest challenges for you as you were getting to this point, and how did you overcome it?
Ooh, okay. I would say, honestly, the biggest challenge for me personally was staying disciplined. I remember definitely starting to, when I get into that level of maturity with my trading, I would definitely have some instances where I would just kind of place too many trades in a day. I would overtrade, for instance, or news would impact me, and I didn't account for it in the proper way with risk management. The biggest issue that I faced with was just dealing with myself, coming to that discipline and kind of saying to myself, okay, you need to slow down a bit, take it simple, maybe de-risk a little bit, and kind of go back to your rules, follow your rules strictly. Honestly, the way that I came over that was just through a lot of losses in the beginning. I saw that it wasn't sustainable. Sure, I could have maybe made some money, but I would end up losing more in the long run, right? It wasn't sustainable. I stuck by my rules, and I stayed to just being very strict about them, and that's how I overcame that.
That's awesome, and I think very valuable information. As I've said many times in many of these interviews, and even on the show, most people can learn a trading strategy in a matter of weeks or months. This is not a long-term process. There's just not that many factors. Really, what takes the time in that journey is the self-development and learning how to, as you mentioned, stay disciplined, treat a loss with respect, treat a win with respect, treat the news with respect, and most importantly, have a set of rules and stick to them. I know a lot of traders just like, I don't need rules, and I figured this out and that thing. I think that's fine for the short term. I just don't think that that's a long-term strategy. And one of the things that I see out of doing so many of these interviews is that seems to be the main focus of, this was the turning point. Like when the discipline started to shift, this was really the turning point for me, and now there's no going back. I love to see that, particularly in a guy that's so young, and I talk to guys who are even grayer than me, so it's fun to see the full spectrum of traders. Now, as a college student, how does trading fit into that college lifestyle for you?
This is actually very interesting. So initially, I actually had classes in the morning. The thing about my trading strategy and what I've now realized is I trade best in the morning. You know, that's how my whole system is structured around the AM session, New York AM session. Initially, I was trading in the PM sessions because I had classes in the morning and it wasn't that good for me. It wasn't as optimal. So I optimized it by kind of shifting my classes over to later in the day, right? So I had the morning open for me. So I was able to just trade in the morning. I wake up and I trade in the morning and then I go to class afterwards in the afternoon. And that's what's been working for me ever since.
Now that you've got the schedule portion of it worked out, do you find that trading interferes with school or school interferes with trading at all?
No, I don't believe so. I think that one of the beauties of trading is that you can kind of trade however long you want, right? So you can stay on the charts for like an hour or even less, and then you're done pretty much. Like for me, you know, I only trade the AM session because I have school, obviously,
Right.
and the PM session. So I'll just stay on for like an hour or so, trade, and then get it over with.
I love it. At this point, if you're talking to a brand new trader, maybe about to get their first evaluation with Apex, what's the biggest piece of advice you would give them at this stage of the game?
I see a lot of people trying to kind of go for like the big jackpot. I would say risk management is very important, and honestly, just de-risk yourself because you're a new trader. You don't really know what you're getting into. If you're risking 1%, let's say your drawdown, you can only go 5%. You really only have 5 shots, right? If you go ahead and de-risk, maybe like by a fraction of that, a fourth, then you exponentially increase your odds of taking a loss, you know, actually manage a loss properly. You could lose 10 times and you'll still have an account.
Well, and one of the beautiful things about the Apex system is you can have up to 20 accounts operating. So even if you're not, even if you're taking a much smaller level of risk, you can multiply that through scaling accounts versus scaling position size, which has benefits functionally, but it also has benefits psychologically, in my opinion.
Yes.
What's the next piece of the puzzle for you? Where's the next milestone that you're going for?
Actually, now that you mention it, I am a big fan of Apex's copy trading accounts. You know, I did see you can trade up to 20 accounts.
Yeah.
I think I have about 4 or 5 accounts right now. So my next piece is obviously I do want to fill in all those 20 slots. So I'm going to go ahead and probably get some more PA accounts with Apex. 5 is good for me. It's enough, you know, to make good trades and good proper risk management. But I think just scaling up is the next play for me.
Well, best of luck with that. And man, I'm just so excited to hear just the full spectrum of what traders are doing and just the different perspectives in different parts of the world. I'm absolutely looking forward to your continued success. Clearly what you're doing is working. Clearly this is beyond just the, that first timer. So we are nowhere near the fluke stage of the game, which, most of us have in the early days. As you continue to grow and develop, I'd love to catch up with you in a couple months and really just get an update, see how everything's going from there, if that sounds good to you.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Awesome. Well, Alex, thanks for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate the insight. Hopefully some people got some great information out of this that hopefully they can use to help improve the course of their journey as well. And again, I wish you the best of luck in yours and can't wait to hear what happens next.
Thank you for having me on, Gates.
You got it. We'll chat with you soon.